Alright everybody, another update on the Batwing. This is the start of part 2. What I'm going to be working on tonight is these seams on both sides. This one's a lot bigger of a gap than over here. I have my perfect plastic putty. I have my tape. So I'm going to get ready here to work on those seams and fill those up and get it ready for the spray booth this weekend and hit it with a first coat of primer. So I figured I'll get started working on the Batwing, share this with everybody, and everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Batwing. This is Saturday, July 16th, and it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I got the Batwing down on my spray booth. Last couple days I've been working on the seams on the bottom, as you can see here. I hit it with some perfect plastic putty. I cleaned it up with some water and Q-tips, and it's nice and smooth and ready to go for some primer. The little lights down here, you can see I got them masked off. Also with the lights in the wing tips, I got those masked off. I'm also gonna paint the base. Gonna hit it with some adhesion promoter. I actually got another can in stock. This stuff can go a long way. It's real good with paint. It bonds pretty well and does a good job. Also wanted to show everybody the basic primers that I used and what I got in stock. This is your Model Masters acrylic gray primer, number 4680, and then I also have in stock your Model Masters enamel primer, number 2737. I have several of these little jars in stock, and I also have this Duplicolor primer. I use this on my 1/44 scale C57D. I got a video on my YouTube channel. I use this, no problem. It's a good primer. It's basically a full can. It'll last me quite a while. This is the new stuff I'm going to use on the Batwing today from Badger. Styrene res. Simple and easy application. Also has an excellent adhesion and durability. One thing on the fine print here, it says use a 5.5 millimeter or larger nozzle, which I already have. I got a 3 millimeter and a 5 millimeter for my Grex airbrush, but I've been using the 5 millimeter for a long time, and it also says use your pressure between 20 and 30 psi, and I have mine on 22. I'm going to have to shake this up real good before I can use it. You don't have to, no thinning necessary. Shake well before using. It says it right there on the top. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but I've seen some videos on YouTube. This is supposed to be some real good stuff. I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. This is a 16-ounce bottle of it. Should last me a long time. It cost me about $26. I got it off of Amazon. So I'm going to have to shake it up real good before I use it. So I figured I'd give everybody a quick update on the Batwing. Once I get this all prepped and ready for paint, after I primer it up, I'll film it. And I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Batwing. I hit it with a couple coats of this new primer, and I have to admit this stuff's pretty good. After using it a couple times, hitting a couple coats on Batwing, it started to clog up a little bit. But like I said, I saw some people use it online. If you have to thin it out a little bit, it won't hurt it. This is a acrylic primer. So I have plenty of thinner here on board to thin it out if I need to. I also hit Cockpit, and I have to give it a couple more coats, but it's looking good. And I did the front of the cockpit too. I hit it with some primer. Looks really nice. I still have to hit the bottom of the Batwing. Just did the top part. The base turned out pretty decent. I don't know how good that's going to show up. I'll have to film that separate maybe, but the base turned out really nice. So I'm going to continue working on the Batwing here. Flip it over and take it off the base and hit the bottom with a couple coats of primer. I know this stuff's pretty durable and easy to sand and wet sand or whatever type of sanding you may have to do. There's more parts in the box that I got to hit with some primer. You know, they got the like little wing things that sit here on each side of the cockpit. I'm going to have to touch them with some primer. So I'm going to go ahead and keep working on this, and when I'm all done I'll film some more of it. But so far I would say thumbs up to this primer. It's not bad. Applies pretty well. It looks really good on the Batwing. So I'm going to keep working on it, and when I'm all done I'll film it. And I'd like to thank everybody for watching, and everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Batwing. I finally hit the bottom of the Batwing with some primer. I think it turned out really good. I know I'll probably have to do some light sanding on the top and bottom of the Batwing. I'll find out when I take it upstairs. Here's the base. Base turned out really decent. Hit it with a couple coats of that new primer, and it really did a great job. I did a couple more coats for the cockpit. It turned out pretty decent. Also the front of the cockpit where I'm going to have the fiber optics. As you can see with the primer, where I drilled the hose out, that's going to look pretty cool. I'm going to let this sit for a while. I also did these parts here. Here for the bottom front. These two here I think mount right in there, and then these two little small parts go right here on the front of the Batwing. I hit those with a couple coats of the new primer. I'm going to let everything set for a while before I double check everything and see if I missed a few areas, but I'm going to probably bring this down again and hit it with some more primer after I hit it with some sandpaper. I figured I'd share this with everybody, what I'm doing with the Batwing, and everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Batwing. This is Wednesday, July 20th, and I got the Batwing on my workbench, and what I'll be working on tonight is I got to put this little like antenna, whatever you like to call it, goes on the back here of the cockpit. Plus I got these little stabilizer wings, or whatever you like to call those. The big ones go on each side of the top of the Batwing, one here and one on the opposite side. Also like to give everybody a closer look at the primer I used last weekend. It's good stuff, from Badger. I like it, and I'll stick with using it more than the other primers that I have. I'll use those as well, but this new stuff seems to do a great job. It lays down good, and it'll be sandable to where if I gotta wet sand it or dry sand it, it'll do a good job. Overall I like it. It's good stuff. Here's another shot of the cockpit. I also got to be working on the LEDs that I'm going to be lighting up the cockpit with. And here's the front of the cockpit here. So I got 3 LEDs I got to work on too, but I figured I'd share this with everybody. what I still need to do with the Batwing. And once I get all that done, also on these parts here, you can see these little circles, like right where my thumb is. There's only on one side of the part. The other side's nice and smooth. I gotta sand those out before I mount them onto the Batwing. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started here working on it. And I figured I'd share this with everybody. And everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Batwing. This is Friday night, July 22nd. And what I'm going to be working on tonight is the cockpit. See right here the holes I drilled in for lighting on this side. Over here on the other side, the right side of the cockpit. Front of the cockpit here, you can see the holes that I drilled, one in the center, 3 on this side, and 2 over here. The fiber optics I'm going to use is focuses 0.50 millimeter and 1 millimeter, and you can get this from the fiberopticstore.com. I'm going to be using my wire wrapping I got from HDA Model Works. I don't use magnetic wire anymore. I got my solder. I have one 3 millimeter white, the blink flash LED I got to wire up. The fast to slow color changer, I got the resistor and the LED ready to get wired up, and the same with the 5 millimeter slow color changer. I got the LED and the resistor. So I'm going to get working on the LEDs and the fiber optics and temporarily hook it up to the cockpit. When I get that all done, I'll film it, and I figured I'd share this with everybody when I'm working on the Batwing cockpit. Everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Batwing. I've been working on the LEDs and the fiber optics, and I have it all temporarily hooked up to a 9-volt battery right here. I have -1 5 millimeter hooked up yet, and a couple fiber optics are still on the bench. But here's the fast to slow RGB 5 millimeter, and here's the white blinking 3 millimeter. I just have it temporarily hooked up into the cockpit. Turn the overhead light off. Give everybody an idea of what it's going to look like. It's going to look a lot like my Interstellar Ranger. Got the front lit up on the cockpit. I'm going to have 5 more LED fiber optics in there running off a couple LEDs. You see the side right there. This is just a temporary hookup to see how it looks. I think it looks pretty cool. I still got a lot of work yet to do. I got to primer these here, and I like this little antenna on top. Probably won't get that for another week or 2, but I've been slowly working on this. I'm going to call this a wrap for part 2. I'd like to thank all my YouTube subscribers, and I'd like to thank everybody for watching, and everybody have a good day.